Your prayer is always granted. Published by the Voice Library 1248. Prayer is a key that holds great power. One key can open a single door, but if it can open all doors, it can be considered a master key. Prayer is a crucial tool for addressing all of life's challenges. Lesson 1. Prayer to be answered. You must believe in it. Pray for my soul. Prayer has the power to accomplish more than we can imagine in this world. Prayer can be mastered with practice and dedication. One of the key requirements is having a well-regulated imagination. Prayer should be free from parades and empty repetitions. Prayer should be done in a calm and peaceful state of mind, avoiding unnecessary repetition. Remember that it is a private act, and your efforts will be rewarded openly by your Father, who sees everything. The rituals commonly associated with prayer are often seen as superstitious practices created to add a sense of solemnity to the act of prayer. Many people who engage in prayer are unaware of the underlying laws that govern it. They credit the outcomes to the rituals and confuse the form for the essence. Prayer is most effective when faith is combined with understanding, as it gives it a dynamic quality that it lacks on its own. So, make sure to acquire wisdom and strive to gain understanding. This book aims to simplify the concept of prayer by highlighting the necessary conditions for prayers to be answered. The laws governing prayer define the conditions based on our observations, making them easy to understand. The foundation of its claims rests upon the universal law of reversibility. Long before the invention of the phonograph, people were aware of mechanical motion caused by speech. However, the idea of reproducing speech through mechanical motion was not yet imagined. Electricity was once generated through friction without considering the possibility of generating friction through electricity. Regardless of whether or not humans can reverse the transformation of a force, it is known that all transformations of force can be reversed. Just like heat can generate mechanical motion can also generate heat. Electricity and magnetism are interconnected, as the production of one can lead to the development of the other. If the voice has the ability to generate undulatory currents, then these currents can also replicate the voice, and so forth. The concepts of cause and effect, energy and matter, and action and reaction are all interconnected and can be converted between each other. This law is crucial because it allows you to predict the opposite transformation after confirming the direct transformation. If you could understand the emotions you would experience upon achieving your goal, then you would also know the state of mind you could achieve by awakening those same emotions within yourself. Praying with the belief that you already have what you're asking for is rooted in an understanding of the law of inverse transformation. If you experience a specific feeling or state of consciousness as a result of your prayer, it follows that this particular feeling or state of consciousness will also generate your prayer. It's important to remember that all forced transformations are reversible, so it's always a good idea to imagine your wish being fulfilled. Awaken the belief that you already possess what you desire. It can be achieved by focusing on the happiness you would experience if your goal were already achieved. This way, you can fully immerse yourself in the feeling of your wish coming true. If you consistently imagine and believe in the fulfillment of your wish, it will manifest in reality. This law describes the concept that faith is the foundation of our hopes and the proof of things that are not visible. It also emphasizes the power of speaking about things that are not yet seen as if they already exist, causing them to manifest in our reality. Immerse yourself in the sensation of your desire being fulfilled and maintain that feeling until it becomes a reality. If a physical fact has the ability to generate a psychological state, then it follows that a psychological state has the potential to generate a physical fact. The relationship between cause and effect works both ways. If cause A can produce effect B, then cause B can also produce effect A. So remember this verse from Mark 11 verse 24, "Whatever you desire, believe that you have received it when you pray, and you will have it." Lesson 2. Your conscious and subconscious mind. Understanding the dual nature of man's consciousness is essential for genuine prayer. Understanding consciousness involves recognizing both its conscious and subconscious components. Most of our consciousness exists beyond our conscious awareness. The subconscious plays a vital role in our consciousness. This is what drives voluntary action. The subconscious is the essence of a person. A person's consciousness is their understanding of things. I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I. The conscious and subconscious are interconnected, with the subconscious holding more influence than the conscious mind. I am unable to accomplish anything on my own. It is the Father within me who carries out the work. The work is done by the Father. The subconscious, as I, objective consciousness, am unable to do anything on my own. The subconscious is a realm where all knowledge resides, where all possibilities exist, and where everything originates and concludes. It is a universal domain accessible to all. The things we are aware of are built upon the things we are unaware of. Our behavior is influenced by our subconscious assumptions, which in turn shape our objective existence. Only they possess the authority to declare, "Let us create mankind visible representations in our own image resembling us." Man's subconscious assumptions bring forth the objective existence of the entire creation, which lies dormant within him. During sleep, there is a constant awareness that releases the hidden thoughts and beliefs from the depths of the mind. Prayer is a powerful tool that grants access to boundless blessings. "Experience for yourself," declares the Lord of hosts, "the abundant blessings I will bestow upon you, overflowing to the point where there is not enough space to contain them." Understanding the power of prayer lies in its ability to transform our subconscious assumptions, leading to a shift in our outward expression. The conscious mind draws conclusions based on what it observes, experiences, and learns. It struggles to accept what the five senses and inductive reason deny. The subconscious mind operates deductively and doesn't focus on whether the premise is true or false. Instead, it assumes the premise is correct and generates outcomes that align with it. All those who wish to become skilled in the art of praying must clearly understand this distinction. A thorough understanding of the science of prayer requires a clear comprehension of the laws governing the dual nature of consciousness and the significance of the subconscious mind. Prayer focuses on the subconscious and involves believing in things that may be denied by the senses. Prayer helps guide the subconscious towards accepting and achieving the desired outcome through logical reasoning. The power within you is much stronger than the power in the world. The subjective mind is the consciousness that permeates the world. It is the essence that brings life. Everything in existence is ultimately connected through a shared consciousness. This one unbroken subjective mind runs through all creation. Thought and emotion combined shape our beliefs, imbuing them with purpose and guiding our actions. The conscious mind generates assumptions. The subjective mind reveals their logical conclusions. If the subjective mind had more initiative, the power of reasoning, objective man wouldn't be accountable for his actions in the world. One way that ideas can be transmitted to the subconscious is through a person's feelings. Ideas can be transmitted from one mind to another through telepathy. Unspoken beliefs about others can unknowingly impact their actions if they are subconsciously accepted. They only reject ideas that they don't want to believe about themselves. What others wish for them can be believed of them, and according to the law of belief that governs subjective reasoning, they are compelled to accept and express accordingly. Suggestion has complete control over the subjective mind. When suggesting ideas, it can be helpful to approach them with a partially subjective mindset, where the objective senses are temporarily set aside or lessened. This state can be described as a controlled reverie, where the mind is passive but still able to function with absorption. It requires focused attention. Prayer should be approached with a clear and focused mind. Transition from the current state to the ideal state. Embrace the power of manifesting your desires by aligning yourself with a positive mindset. According to the universal law of reversibility, your desires can become a reality. Lesson 3. Imagination and Faith. For prayers to be effective, it's important to establish a connection between the conscious and subconscious mind of the person praying. This can be achieved through the power of imagination and belief. Through the power of imagination, individuals, particularly those with a creative mindset, have the ability to create captivating experiences. Conversely, individuals who lack imagination often find themselves influenced by these enchantments. Is it possible to determine if our mother, while mending our socks, initiated that subtle shift in our thoughts? If I have the ability to unintentionally enchant people, there's no reason to question my ability to intentionally cast an even more powerful enchantment. For the imaginative person, everything that can be perceived, experienced, or discussed serves as a tool. They operate from within themselves, relying on their controlled imagination, where each idea stands on its own rather than being dependent on something else. They operate without the limitations of logic. They can only follow their instinct, which tells them to focus solely on fulfilling their desires and ignore any other emotions. Creating objective conditions only requires the use of imagination and faith, which are essential mental faculties. The faith needed to effectively use the law of consciousness is a completely personal belief and can be achieved when the objective mind of the operator stops resisting. It relies on your capacity to believe and accept as true what your objective senses contradict. There's no need for the person to be passive or consciously agree with your suggestion. They can be given a subjective order without their consent or knowledge, which they must express objectively. Instant connection with another individual through telepathy is a basic principle of consciousness. To establish a connection, you engage the subject on a mental level. Direct your focus towards him and call out his name in your mind as you would to get the attention of someone. Picture him responding and imagine his voice in your mind. Visualize him in the desired state within your mind. Now picture him explaining to you in a casual and conversational manner what you want to hear. Respond to him mentally. Share with him the happiness you feel from seeing his success after comprehending the information you desired and feeling the excitement it brought. Return to a state of objectivity. Your conversation should evoke what it stated. Declare something, and it will be established for you. The subjective word is propelled by clear thinking and a deep understanding of the truth being affirmed, rather than solely relying on a strong will. Belief always triumphs when it clashes with will, by the Spirit of the Lord of hosts, not through strength or power. You attract what you believe to be true, not necessarily what you want. So embrace these mental conversations and treat them as real as phone conversations. If you have faith, anything is possible for those who believe. So I want to tell you that whatever you want, when you pray, just believe that you have received it and you will have it. The understanding of the end determines the approach. The means chosen to achieve the desired outcome are incredibly effective, surpassing even the most thoughtful considerations. Speak to your friends as if your desires for them have already come true. Imagination is the starting point for the development of all things, and faith is the material from which they are created. Through the power of imagination, what lies dormant in the depths of consciousness is awakened and takes shape. The alleged cures resulting from the use of specific medications, relics, and locations are actually the result of the power of imagination and faith. The healing potential lies not in the essence contained within them, but rather in the manner in which they are embraced. The letter brings death, but the spirit brings life. The subjective mind is influenced by suggestion, meaning that anything is possible. Regardless of the truth or falsehood of your faith, you will experience similar outcomes. There is nothing questionable about the theory of medicine or the claims of priesthood for their relics and holy places. The patient's subjective mind readily accepts the suggestion of health when certain conditions are fulfilled and promptly begins to manifest good health. It is said that if you have faith, anything is possible. Having a strong belief in a desired outcome is a powerful way to make it happen. Having a strong belief in a cure can achieve what no medical treatment can. Failure often occurs when patients doubt the effectiveness of medicine or relics or question the validity of the theory. For some of us, it can be challenging to believe in things that our senses cannot confirm. This may be due to a lack of emotional connection or an over-reliance on intellect, both of which can hinder our ability to pray. Believing without conviction only leads to more uncertainty. The patient should remain unaware of the suggestions being made to them in order to avoid any counter-suggestions. One highly effective way to heal or influence the behavior of others is through the use of the silent or absent treatment. When someone is unaware of a suggestion given to them, there is no chance for them to develop a conflicting belief. Patients don't need to have a deep understanding of the treatment they are receiving. Based on our understanding of reasoning processes, it's preferable for them to remain unaware of the objective details of what is being done for them. The subjective mind functions best when the objective mind is kept unaware of the suggestion. The subject unknowingly accepts the suggestion and believes it to be their own idea, which supports Spinoza's idea that we are unaware of the factors that influence our actions. The subconscious mind serves as a universal conductor that can be shaped by our thoughts and emotions. Visible states can be understood as either the vibratory effects or causes of subconscious vibrations within you. A disciplined person always ensures that external factors only trigger desirable states of consciousness. The disciplined individual can transform their world by focusing on positive and beautiful thoughts and emotions, thanks to their understanding of the law of reversibility. The idea he awakens within himself will surely resonate with others. He understands that the Savior of the world is not a human being, but rather a manifestation that will bring salvation. Health is what saves the sick man. Food is the savior of the hungry man, and water is what quenches the thirst of the thirsty man. He confidently embraces the power of manifestation by aligning his thoughts with his desired reality. According to the law of reversibility, any changes in force can be reversed. This means that the energy or feeling that is generated will eventually manifest in the imagined state. He never waits for 4 months until the harvest is ready. If the joy of the harvest in 4 months brings him happiness, then conversely, the happiness of the current harvest will bring him happiness now. Now is the perfect moment to exchange sorrow for happiness, despair for hope, and sadness for joy. This transformation will make us shine like righteous trees, a testament to the Lord's glory. Lesson 4. The power of suggestion. Psychological laws apply universally to all individuals, just like they do to the average person under hypnosis. He is highly susceptible to suggestion. Under hypnosis, the objective senses can be temporarily or fully suspended. However, even under the influence of hypnosis, the individual's subjective awareness remains intact, enabling them to perceive their surroundings. The level of rest of the objective mind directly affects the activity and power of the subjective mind. When suggestions are provided while in a hypnotic state, they can have a powerful influence, even if they may not appear effective when directly presented to the conscious mind. Being in a hypnotic state involves a lack of awareness from an objective standpoint. Hypnotism is a process where the conscious mind enters a sleep-like state, enabling direct access to the subconscious powers through suggestion. It's evident that if you recognize the impact of mental suggestions, those who are not objectively aware of you can be strongly influenced by you in a hypnotic manner. Therefore, it is recommended to refrain from speaking negatively about the king or the wealthy in private, as secrets tend to come to light. You hold the ability to bring forth what you genuinely perceive as truth in someone else. Assistance is available to everyone without the need for complicated processes. In order for a prayer to be effective, it is crucial that the individual is not consciously aware of the suggestion. In addition, it is important to provide the suggestion with confidence and ensure that the operator accepts it as true. This sets the stage for a prayer that is likely to be successful. Visualize the subject as if they have already achieved the desired outcome. Send him a message to congratulate him on completing the task you wanted. Imagine him in the state you want him to be. Words hold immense power, stirring the truth they express. Regardless of any skepticism, having control over your imagination is crucial. The statement you made is clear and straightforward, making it easy to grasp. Achieving results is within your reach when you have self-confidence and a firm belief in the truth of your mental assertion. Picture yourself hearing the subject's voice as you visualize this. This creates a link to his personal thoughts and feelings. Imagine him conveying precisely what you desire to hear. Picture yourself sending him uplifting thoughts about his well-being and prosperity. Visualizing him in a state of improved health and abundance, feel the happiness as you witness his good luck. Imagine the joy you would feel as you witness his sheer delight when engaging in a mental conversation with someone. Objective image is crucial to communicate and listen without any uncertainty regarding the validity of the information being exchanged. If you're uncertain about something you've heard or seen and struggle to believe it, the subject will not be cooperative. Your personal perspective will only convey your pre-existing beliefs. Only those who are focused on specific ideas can comprehend the vibrations that align with them. Expressing ideas requires careful consideration and thoughtfulness. If you fail to control your imagination while daydreaming, it will ultimately take control over you. When you confidently suggest something, your subjective mind treats it as a law and works to bring it into reality. The subject effortlessly executes the state's affirmation as if the decision had naturally emerged from within him. Grasping the potential of the subconscious mind can bring about significant changes. All states are governed by a single authority. Gaining control over your subconscious involves taking charge of your beliefs, which in turn affects the visible aspects of your life. Bringing things into existence requires a combination of creativity and belief. Lesson 5. The kingdom is within you. His word brought healing and deliverance from destruction. He shared the essence of well-being and awakened its corresponding energy in the intended recipient. He visualized the subject as being healthy and imagined hearing the subject affirm it. Hold on to the powerful words of God, for they are a pattern of healthful words that you have heard. In order to pray effectively, it is important to have well-defined goals. Having a clear understanding of your desires is essential before making a request. Having a clear understanding of your desires is essential in order to experience the satisfaction of achieving them. Prayer is the powerful emotion that comes from knowing your desires have been fulfilled. No matter what you're praying for or where or who it's for, it doesn't matter. All you need to do is believe in the truth of what you want to see happen. After you finish praying, you stop searching because if you prayed correctly, you have unconsciously accepted the reality of what you're seeking. According to the law of reversibility, your subconscious mind will bring into existence what it affirms. A conductor is necessary for the transmission of force. You have various options available to you, such as using a wire, a jet of water, a current of air, a ray of light, or any other suitable method. The concept of the photophone, which involves transmitting voice through light, can provide insight into thought transmission and the healing power of sending words to others. The relationship between a spoken voice and a mental voice is quite similar. Thinking and speaking go hand in hand. Here's how the photophone works. A mirror reflects a ray of light, which then travels to a receiver located far away. There is a mouthpiece on the back of the mirror. Speaking into the mouthpiece causes the mirror to vibrate. The light reflected on a vibrating mirror is altered. The modified light can carry your speech, not as speech itself, but as it is represented in its mechanical counterpart. The signal travels to the faraway station and interacts with a disc in the receiver. This interaction causes the disc to vibrate, resulting in the reproduction of your voice. I am the light of the world. I'm aware of my existence, which illuminates the thoughts in my mind. Memory demonstrates that the mind can function as a highly perceptive mirror capable of reflecting thoughts. Perceiving an image in memory is just like seeing my reflection in a mirror. Both involve the same principle of perception. Understanding the nature of consciousness involves recognizing it as the reflection of your thoughts projected onto others. When you communicate with the image in your mind, it triggers a response in your thoughts. Your mind vibrates and alters the reflection of consciousness. It receives the light of consciousness directed toward someone and affects their mind, causing it to vibrate in response. It creates in him the same mental affirmation that you made. The way you think and the beliefs you hold shape your consciousness, which is then reflected in your mind. Your consciousness manifests itself in the conditions of your world, influenced by your beliefs. In order to transform your world, it is necessary to alter your perception of it. In order to transform an individual, it is necessary to alter one's perception of them. Start by envisioning him as the person you desire and engage in positive mental conversations with him. Every individual has the capacity to understand and embrace your perceptions of them. So if the person you're trying to communicate with doesn't understand your message, the problem lies with you, not with them. Results will follow once you have faith in the affirmed truth of the state. Anyone has the potential for transformation. Thoughts can be shared and made tangible. Words that express personal opinions and assumptions have the power to reinforce those beliefs. They are dynamic and effective and will not come back to me empty-handed. They will fulfill my desires and succeed in the task I have assigned them. They possess the necessary intelligence to carry out their purpose and will continue until they achieve their goal. They persist until they awaken the corresponding vibrations within the person they are directed towards. However, once their purpose is fulfilled, they no longer exist. When someone speaks with confidence, it can have a powerful impact on the listener. However, once the desired effect is achieved, the words no longer hold significance, and the listener can either maintain the new state of mind or revert back to their previous state. The state that captures your attention determines the course of your life. So if you want to be aware of a previous state, you just need to go back to that condition. Do not dwell on the past, but focus on the present. Man is already a complete embodiment of creation, with nothing more to be added. The kingdom of heaven resides within each individual. Everything that man receives is a gift from heaven. Your subconsciousness is like heaven. Nothing is received from the outside, not even a sunburn. The rays outside only awaken corresponding rays inside. If the burning rays were not contained within man, no amount of concentrated rays in the universe could harm him. If the person affirming the tones of health does not possess an understanding of them, they would not be able to resonate with the words spoken. You don't just give to another person, you awaken what lies dormant within them. The young woman is not deceased, but merely in a state of slumber. Death is like a peaceful slumber where all memories fade away. The slumber of youth and health is not death, but rather the result of age and decay. Understanding the dynamics of a state is influenced by its recognition. For the subjective mind, distance does not exist as it is perceived by your objective senses. Even if I were to fly to the farthest corners of the sea, there I would still be guided. Thought is influenced by the constraints of time and space, but the power of imagination allows it to transcend these limitations and navigate through a psychological realm of its own. You can mentally experience a distant place as if it were right here. Even if you're physically far away, with a little imagination, you can turn winter into summer and even transform New York into Florida. No matter the distance, the outcome will remain consistent. The thing you want is always close by, but it's hard to see because it's so intense. It resides within our awareness, which is even more intimate than our breath and physical touch. Understanding consciousness is fundamental. Phenomena are made up of the same substance, but they vibrate at different rates. I emerged as a human being from a state of unconsciousness, and I will ultimately return to that state of unconsciousness. All states of consciousness exist subjectively and are brought to their objective existence through belief. Our ability to make a successful subjective impression on someone far away or to bring something from there to here is hindered by our tendency to view space as a barrier. Your perception of a friend who is far away is deeply ingrained in your mind, shaped by your own preconceptions of who they are. When you imagine and visualize him in the way you want him to be, believing that this mental image is just as real as if it were already happening, it triggers a similar state in him that he will eventually bring into reality. The results will be clear, even though the cause was not initially apparent. The subject will convey the state of being awakened within him while remaining unaware of the underlying cause of his action. Understanding the causes that influence our actions can help dispel the illusion of free will. The success of prayers relies on your mindset rather than the mindset of the subject. The individual cannot resist your subjective ideas about them unless the state you claim to be true of them is something they cannot imagine being true of someone else. It comes back to you, the sender, and manifests within you. If the idea is acceptable, success relies solely on the operator rather than the subject. The subjects are like compass needles on their pivots. They are indifferent to the direction you choose to give them. If the idea you hold on to is not accepted by the person you're directing it towards, it will come back to you. Is there anyone who can harm you if you choose to follow what is good? Throughout my years, I have witnessed that the righteous are never abandoned and their descendants never have to beg for food. The just shall not experience any evil. Everything that happens to us is a reflection of who we are. If someone sends a harmful thought towards another person without their subconscious acceptance, they will end up getting hurt by its rebound. You will harvest what you plant. In addition, what others wish and believe about you can also be wished and believed about you, and you cannot refuse it if the person who desires it for you accepts it as true. To reject a subjective word, one must be unable to desire a similar state for someone else. Giving implies the ability to receive. For one mind to understand and accept an idea, it must be able to receive and process that idea. The world is manipulated by fools, while the wise transform it. Understanding that the destiny of the living universe is shaped solely by the imagination of humanity is the ultimate wisdom. There is no external influence beyond the realm of human thought. Think about the beautiful and praiseworthy things in life. Always treat others the way you want to be treated. In order to awaken a state within someone else, it must first be awakened within yourself. You can only transmit a state to another person if you truly believe in it. Thus, giving leads to receiving. It is important to remember that you can only give what you possess and that your possessions are determined by your beliefs. When you believe in a state, it not only awakens that state within others, but it also brings it to life within yourself. Your beliefs shape who you are. You will be rewarded abundantly when you give generously. Understanding the power of giving lies in the belief we have in others, as it has the ability to awaken something special within them. The belief you hold sends out a vibratory state that continues until it triggers a similar vibration in the person you believe in. However, the transmission can only occur once the transmitter is activated. You are whatever is present in your consciousness. The beliefs we hold, whether about ourselves or others, shape who we are as individuals. Our true nature is shaped by the thoughts that reside within the depths of our subconscious. Focus on the essence and confidently affirm what you want to believe as true. This evokes a sense of clarity and comprehension that manifests within you and the person to whom it is directed. Sharing leads to receiving. Beliefs always bring to life what they affirm. Every individual sees their own reflection in the world like a mirror. The beliefs of the subjective mind are reflected in the objective world. Different individuals have varying preferences when it comes to how they perceive and process information. Some find visual images more impactful, while others resonate with mental sounds or actions. Focus all your attention in one chosen direction and cultivate the form of mental activity that allows you to bring all your power to play on your objectives simultaneously. If you find it challenging to grasp the concepts of visual images, mental sounds, and mental actions, here's an example that should help clarify their meanings. Someone envisions a musical composition with no prior knowledge of musical notation. He only has a visual image in his mind. He envisions a familiar composition, effortlessly deciphering the musical notes and envisioning the harmonious melody that would resonate from the piano keys. This imaginative process brings forth the auditory experience within the mind. C is also skilled in music and plays the piano as he reads sheet music. He envisions himself performing the piece. Mental action is what drives the imaginary action. Your imagination creates the visual images, mental sounds, and mental actions. Even though they may seem external, they actually originate from within you. They glide with the grace of a puppeteer's touch, propelled by the depths of your own creative mind. Objects are propelled into space using the same principle that controls the transmission of sound or images. Speech and images are presented in a way that is easily comprehensible and straightforward. The subjective mind is influenced by the thoughts and feelings of the operator, causing it to vibrate and undergo modifications. The visible state that is formed is a result of the subjective vibrations. Every emotion is always accompanied by a corresponding vibration, resulting in a change in expression or sensation in the person experiencing it. Expression is essential for conveying thoughts and emotions. Even if you seem completely devoid of emotion, there are always subtle muscular movements. When you reflect deeply, the eye, even when closed, tracks the motions of imaginary objects, with the pupil adjusting based on their brightness or distance. Your breathing speeds up or slows down in response to your thoughts, and your muscles contract accordingly to match your mental movements. This shift in vibration continues until it triggers a corresponding vibration in the individual, which then manifests as a tangible reality. And the word became human. Energy, just like in the case of radio, is transmitted and received in a field, which is where changes in space take place. The field and energy are inherently interconnected. The field or subject becomes a representation of the word or energy received. There is a deep connection between the thinker and the thought, the operator and the subject, the energy and the field. If you were able to be still and listen closely to your beliefs, you would understand the concept of the music of the spheres. The perception of an external sound during prayer is actually a result of your own inner thoughts. You can easily discover this fact through self-observation. The music of the spheres is said to be the harmony, a sound that only the gods can hear. Similarly, the harmony you perceive for others is unique to you, created by your thoughts and emotions in your inner realm. Lesson 6. Spreading Good News. The sight of someone spreading good news, peace, and salvation is truly breathtaking on the mountains. One way to help someone is to visualize them and ask them to affirm what you want them to do. This can be a very effective method. Imagine him confidently stating that he has accomplished it. He experiences a vibration that aligns with the state he affirms, and this vibration continues until it achieves its purpose. No matter what task you need to accomplish or who you choose to do it, it doesn't matter. Once you confidently affirm that it is complete, the desired outcomes will follow. If you don't accept the truth of your assertion, or if the state affirmed wouldn't be desired by the subject for themselves or someone else, then failure can occur. If that were to happen, you would become the embodiment of the state. Engaging in self-dialogue can be a highly effective form of prayer. Engaging in a mental debate with someone's subjective image can often lead to unnecessary arguments. It's important to be open-minded and respectful when you meet someone with different perspectives. He will do something you don't like unless you change your order before the meeting by confirming a different choice. Regrettably, individuals often overlook their personal perspectives and the conversations they have with others, leaving them unable to explain the conflicts and misfortunes they experience in life. When our thoughts are in harmony, positive outcomes manifest in our lives. Humans have the ability to shape their own existence through the power of their imagination. Imagine a friend in your mind and have them affirm that you are already what you desire to be. This can help if you find it hard to accept something that your senses deny. This creates an unconscious belief in him, even if he doesn't realize it, that you are the person he mentally affirmed. This belief will continue to exist until it achieves its purpose. The purpose is to help you discover the vibratory aspect within you, which once awakened, becomes a tangible reality. Praying for oneself can be made even more effective by following the example of Job. He discovered that his own captivity was lifted when he prayed for his friends. Focus on a friend and imagine their voice telling you that they possess or have something similar to what you desire. Imagine hearing and seeing him in your mind and experience the excitement of his good luck as you genuinely wish him the best. This triggers a corresponding vibration within him, which then manifests as a physical reality. One will come to understand the truth behind the saying, "Those who show mercy will be shown mercy." Mercy has a dual blessing, benefiting both the giver and the receiver. You will not only see others expressing the good you believe in, but you will also experience it yourself. Lesson 7. The most powerful prayer. Creativity is where creation starts. Visualize your desires and have unwavering faith in their reality. Anyone who has the discipline and belief can make their dreams come true. People are shaped by our perceptions and interpretations. A person's character is influenced by how we perceive them. Before he can objectively change, you need to view him from a different perspective.